Hey, welcome back to RC3D. My name's Ryan. Today I want to talk about this piece that I 3D printed for the Lich King's armour. Now this is his left shoulder piece, and this is, I've got a bit of tape on there still because I've still got a little bit of glue going off, but look at the scale of this shoulder piece. That's mad. And obviously I didn't 3D print this in one piece. So at the beginning of this video I want to talk about and show you how I cut all of this up to 3D print on my budget printers. I used two Anycubic Vipers to 3D print something this huge. Now you might be thinking, I haven't got the patience for that, I haven't got the time for that, but the way I work around it, because I don't have the patience, I work long shifts, like 13-14 hour shifts a lot of the time in my full-time job, so I can whack on to print a piece of this. I come home, it's done, and then kind of rinse and repeat that process, so I'm not sat around waiting for this all to come together. So eventually I just end up with a pile of prints for one piece that I then all glue together. Now it's not flawless because, you know, your printing process, it can vary, especially coming from your build plate. Here in the UK the weather has gotten a lot colder recently, so I've had a couple of issues, but like I've got there where it's just not, I don't know if you can see that, but just where some of the bits, like, they're not flush, but I'm going to body fill all of that, and any other issues as well I'm going to make look like damage. So anyway, I'm going to cut to me showing you how I sliced up something like this and talk you through it. Alright, so we're back. This is the program Cura that I do all of my slicing in for my Anycubic Vipers. This here is the build plate of my Anycubic Viper. So this is what I would put the 3D model into. If you're familiar with 3D printing, I'm sure you probably know this. If not, then I will keep it brief and go through. Now, I've already put the 3D model in for the left shoulder, so I won't beat around the bush with that. So the dimensions of this are 260 by 245 by 245 millimeters squared. And if I show you, this is the left shoulder that I was just holding. Okay, so this is what I've 3D printed and put together, just to give you an idea of the scale of this thing. So if I was to print this in one single piece, I would need a printer that's going to sit that on it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, look at that. It's not going to happen, is it? So I sliced all of this up into individual pieces using Windows 3D Builder. Right, so this is the folder for my Lich King cosplay, and I've been through the whole thing. I've even put it on a mannequin just so I can scale it, which I'll show you. Sometimes this can take a while to load because it's loading all these individual 3D models. And I just found this random 3D scan of somebody that they uploaded and shared on Thingiverse. So you can do this yourself, and it kind of gives me a rough starting point of the basic figure and sizing that I need. I did scale up this figure to like 6'1", which is how tall I am. But you can adjust that yourself. Obviously there's other dimensions as well, like chest size, arm width. I know there is a program out there called Armourer, I believe, that you have to pay to use, which has all of that kind of thing in it. But this is my way of doing it. It's free. It takes a little bit of time getting the measurements sorted out, but once you do, you just save the the model of the mannequin onto your computer and then just do this process every time you're making a cosplay. Okay, so it finally loaded. Only had to wait a couple of minutes. So this is the basic principle of what I did to scale all of the armour for the Lich King on a very naked mannequin. He's got some underwear on. But yeah, there's the shoulder. You get an idea of the scale with me holding it. No, it's huge. So far in the process of me building this cosplay, if you've seen my previous videos, I've done the helmet, I've done the right shoulder, I've printed the gloves and the belt, and the left shoulder you saw. And this is how I scaled it up on a free 3D body scan in Thingiverse. I separated the parts you get in the folder for this. So I've separated them into parts that I've split and the whole files that you actually get when you download this. So I got the files for this off Etsy, and this is kind of what you get. And I've been through it and I've split them all up. Lich King helmet kind of comes split up. I renamed it because some of them are in a different language, but there's the right shoulder look and what I scaled it to. And then you've got the parts. So left shoulder, I 3D printed in all of these pieces, all these parts here. It got up to part 13, but including the spikes and stuff, I'm probably pushing almost. Look, oh yeah, there, 37 items. 37 items, so yeah. It's a lot of parts in this folder that left shoulder is printed out in. I mean, and to do that, if I show you, I mean, I'll show you part 1. Open that, I'll just open it in Cura. And you kind of got that, and then you'll just lay it flat on build plate. And that's all I did. I kind of just worked it out in the best way that each piece is going to fit. So I'm using less pieces. But this is how I've printed something enormous on, you know, pretty low budget 3D printers. And I do swear by the Viper. If you are on a low budget, the Anycubic Viper has been flawless for me. That's why I've got 2 of them, because I've never had any issues. I've tried other printers and then I've had problems, but the Viper has just been consistent. You always got your consumable parts on a 3D printer, like your nozzle and things like that, which you'll always have to change eventually, but otherwise it's been great. If I show you, yeah, so there's the skull as well. I cut that off so it's flush, so all the detail was vertical, and I'm using less supports. I needed some supports just under the teeth here, but otherwise that came out great. And then that piece would obviously go in there when the whole thing starts coming together. Right, so we're going to cut back to me in my man cave. I'm probably going to get to work on this. I'm going to do some body filling, fill a primer in like I always do, and then painting this up. So I'll see you then.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just don't be I'm so my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just double up. Don't be scared.
Right, so we're back. We are over halfway done now with this, because these are the biggest parts to 3D print, especially this piece. This piece is gigantic. I mean, the whole thing is gigantic. Look, if I sit right up close next to it, it's huge. That is really heavy. Like, I am not looking forward to wearing that, but that's all worth it, isn't it? You know. But let me know what you think with the snow effect, because all I did was, right, I was puzzling around, and there's lots of things online to get like snow effect on armor, but there's nothing really good, you know, or just straight off bish bash bosh, let's just get some snow on here. So I just got some cheap can of snow spray. Use this on your windows and stuff. You've probably seen it, with it being that time of year. This is everywhere. And then I thought I'll spray some of that on, and then I'll see if it'll hold in place if I hit it with a couple of coats of lacquer. This is matte. I hit it with the lacquer. I mean, this bit here is still drying right now. I mean, there's parts here, look, if I touch that, that's not coming off. So the lacquer is working, but I'm not sure how permanent it is. But as long as it doesn't come off by rubbing, I'm happy with that. But I like the way it looks. I like the way I've kind of done the snow sitting, because that's kind of where it would fall into all those deep sort of recesses on the armor. So I've done quite a lot on the front of the face, because in my mind, when I was doing that with the snow, like, that'll be front on, won't it? And that's why the majority of the snow will be. So I think I might have overdone that a little bit. I'm not sure, but this helmet isn't the finished one either. I'm going to revisit the helmet. I think I need to make that a little bit bigger as well, because if you saw my helmet video, it was kind of putting a bit of pressure here. Now I've got this RFAS faceplate that's in there, which I think I'm going to put on my actual helmet when I do all that up. But anyway, I'm running on. This shoulder is attached to the body armor the same way that is, except instead of using a normal D-clip, I've taken the chin strap off an old motorbike helmet, because they're strong. They're not going anywhere. I'm not sure if you can buy them on their own. But anyway, I had an old motorcycle helmet just sitting around. I cut the chin straps off, and I've used that to hold that on there, and a bit of Velcro just around the front here that's attached to the breastplate, so it kind of sits where it needs to sit. I may do some modifications to that, because I'm not sure how practical that's going to be. But there's a lot going on now. I'm really happy with this. There will be more. We're done up to here. I've got the belt ready to go. I've got the gloves ready to go. And I'm currently 3D printing the sword. So I hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Blast the like button. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll catch you next time. Cheers.